And so when you are dealing with people, and when you're dealing with people stuff, as a Christian, watch me now, you cannot treat people any kind of way. This message is not going to be popular. It won't win me any votes for Pastor of the Year. But I need you to understand that God has expectations as to how his children ought to treat each other. There are mandates that God put in place for how we ought to treat folk. Want to hear it? Here it go. He says, bless them that persecute you. Bless and curse not. Now, let me say it up front. I didn't say this was going to be easy. I didn't say that, you know, from the moment you become a Christian, you automatically know how to just bless folk and not curse them. But over time, as a Christian, you develop thicker skin. I wish I had 5 or 6 more witnesses. You develop a level of spiritual maturity where you learn how to bless when you could curse. One of the most profound things, I was wondering how all this was going to relate. One of the most profound things happened yesterday at the game. It was profound. I'm talking about the Rattler game. Rattlers went to Atlanta, and Southern met them there. And so at halftime, you know, nobody was really looking forward to halftime for obvious reasons. And so halftime comes, and Southern University's band is the only band there. And so they go through and they march and they do their routine. But towards the end of their routine, the announcer gets on the air and he says, this portion of our presentation is dedicated to FAMU. And they started playing Let's Stay Together. And as they began to march and they began to make their formation, those of us that were on the FAMU side, we were able to look out and they spelled out FAMU. How does that relate to this message? Because I think Southern recognized that if it had not been for the grace of God, they've been doing some hazing too. If Grambling was there, they've been doing some hazing too. Texas Southern just got kicked off of their field because they've been whooping people behind. So when you know that God has shown you mercy, you better do a march and shout out your neighbor. You better learn how to pray for people when they're down. Don't kick folk when they're down. You better learn how to pray for them because the ditch you dig for others, it could be you.